My name is LawnDartz, and you are about to get up to speed with the tens of thousands who have participated before you in a Squad Ops Community One Life event. If you're interested in cinematic, tactical, and team-orientated gameplay, stick around. I'd like to extend a deep thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you are ready to immerse yourself, you've come to the right place. In the context of how we like to do things in our events, we're about to go over force structure, communication, formations, and infantry concepts. In Squad Ops One Life events, each team will typically have a force structure that can be described using 4 related elements of differing sizes. These elements are buddy teams, fire teams, squads, and the platoon. The platoon of up to 48 players is led by a command and is composed of squads. The platoon commander's role is to position and orientate squads through coordination with squad leaders to achieve the operation objectives. A squad is usually made up of 9 players, including the squad leader. The squad leader's role is to position and orientate fire teams through coordination with fire team leaders to carry out and execute the platoon leader's orders and intent. Each squad is composed of fire teams, Bravo and Charlie, of 4 players each, including their respective fire team leaders. Fire team leaders micromanage the riflemen within the fire team to best achieve the squad leader's orders. Fire teams are usually composed of 2 buddy teams. It is every rifleman's role to be effectively engaging the enemy and maintaining the squad's security. The chain of command is as follows. Command to squad leaders, to fire team leaders to riflemen. Within a squad, the 2 IC is usually the Bravo fire team lead, with the 3 IC being the Charlie fire team lead. If your squad leader is killed in action, they will pass squad lead to the original Bravo fire team leader. If they are also killed in action, squad lead will go to the original Charlie fire team leader. If the squad lead and both original Bravo and Charlie fire team leaders are down, then the squad leader role does not get passed to anyone else. Therefore, the remaining members of the squad do not get access to command net and must look to regroup with the nearest friendly unit that does have access to command net. Alternatively, send a buddy pair to act as runners to establish comms between that unit and the remainder of the squad. Typically in a Squad Ops One Life operation, your squad leader, when the squad is filled up and appropriate, will ask for volunteers for fire team lead and the various kits that may be available on the mission. Fire team leaders, after the squad leader is finished handing out kits and giving any other mission details, should look to assign the buddy teams within their respective fire teams. Riflemen, make it your business to know what squad you are in and who is leading it, what fire team you are in and who is the fire team leader, and who is your battle buddy. If you are unsure, ask.
Exposed train southwest.
Heard. I'll take a look. You got Western security.
Wilco.
Bravo, get into cover.
Contact south, 200 meters, enemy fire team in the open.
Have you been seen?
Negative.
Bravo 2, get set up to engage south.
Roger, moving.
200 meters, 4 infantry on the rocks. Scrab, I want you to take the eastern targets.
Roger, I'm on it.
Deployed. What bearing?
Bearing 183, range 200, 2 times targets.
Seen. Got the one on the right.
Roger. Scrab, you got the eastern targets?
Affirm, I see him. Standing by.
Squad lead, Bravo is set. Are we weapons free?
Bravo, you are weapons free.
Copy.
Hold your fire
Clear pack blast.
on my command. Open fire.
We're taking fire west. Squad lead, contact west, 600 meters, map B. Effective communication and the teamwork that flows from it is an essential part of Squad Ops One Life operations. We do not use map markers once the mission has started. The platoon coordinates its efforts through voice channels. This means that understanding what channels to use is incredibly important. Local comms is for anything that is relevant only to the people around you. Local comms are accessed by pressing and holding V. The range of local comms is typically between 20 and 50 meters. It is recommended turning your local comms to 200%. Squad comms are used for anything that the whole squad needs to know. Squad comms are accessed by pressing and holding B. Squad comms is typically used for contact reports, by fireteam leaders communicating with the squad lead and each other, and by the squad leader communicating with the squad. Command comms is only available to the squad leader and subsequently fireteam leaders if the squad leader dies. Command comms are accessed by pressing and holding G. If you inherit squad lead and therefore have access to command comms, it is your job to report in to command and inform command what your squad's current situation is. If your squad leader asks for either clear comms or battle comms, that is your signal to pay attention, cease useless chatter, and be focused on the task at hand. Whenever you are speaking in comms, it is efficient to remember the acronym ABC. This stands for accuracy, brevity, and clarity. Accuracy is stating exactly what you know, with no assumptions. For example, if you see 2 enemy infantry, do not report that you see a squad. If you hear a vehicle approaching, be certain to make sure what you are saying is correct. Calling out a friendly troop transport as an enemy BTR can lead to bad outcomes. Brevity refers to keeping your communication brief. Be concise. Say what you need to with as few straightforward words as possible. Clarity refers to keeping your voice clear. Enunciate your words and speak clearly. Do not mumble. Remember your ABCs: accuracy, brevity, clarity. The most important information you can transmit is a contact report. The purpose of a contact report is to quickly inform your chain of command about any enemies that you see. A contact report has 4 parts: the word contact and the 3 Ds: direction, distance, and description. A clearly stated contact report would be: contact, east, 100 meters, 2 enemy infantry moving to the south behind the bridge. Breaking this contact report down: direction, give a cardinal direction, not a bearing. This is because the people in your squad could be spread out far enough for the specific bearing to be meaningless. Distance, given in meters. With experience, you will get better at estimating it. Try to be accurate. Description, what the contact is and an indication of its disposition. Use brevity. Be brief. When using comms, you may hear terms you are not familiar with. Some common phrases are affirm, negative, which means yes or no. Copy, roger, which is a confirmation of getting information. Wilco, short for will comply, used when you understand and will act on an order. If communications are directed at you, you should always reply using a concise, relevant response, similar to the phrases just covered. If you do not, the assumption is you have not heard or received the communication. If, at any point you find you are being shot at, you will need to react to contact prior to making your contact report. This means returning fire and or getting into cover depending on the specifics of the engagement. Once in cover, use the ABC and 3 Ds of communication that we have just gone over and give your contact report. Brixie is now going to take us through formations and awareness.
A good soldier is one that can be deadly from any location and respond to any threat presented while on the move. The United States Ranger Handbook defines 6 formations for movement. However, at Squad Ops, 3 formations are used: the line, the file, and the staggered column. Let's take a look at the applications of each formation, as well as some of the benefits and drawbacks of using them. Look at this mess. Rifles pointed at each other, terrible observation, absolute chaos. Let's get organized, fellas. Step back and stand shoulder to shoulder, facing me. This is a simple formation called the line. We now have all rifles pointed forwards, ready to engage and obliterate any target in front of them, while keeping nearby friendlies safe and out of the direction of fire. But there's a problem. Well, would you look at that? It seems that the tight formation resulted in the death of their entire squad. Let's fix that. Combat spacing is a concept that defines the distance between each soldier such that multiple units are not killed by one explosive. At squad ops, combat spacing is set to 10 to 15 meters between each person. And to achieve this, we can reference the map. In squad, each grid has defined measurements. Large black squares are 300 meters. Medium black squares are 100 meters, and small white squares are 33 meters. Using these measurements, 15-meter spacing becomes easy to establish by placing a person on each half white square. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Now, if an explosion goes off, only one person gets hit instead of the whole squad. It is easy to see the benefit of the line, as you have superior firepower against the target, but there's also a clear disadvantage: movement. It's not easy to move a line while maintaining stealth, which is where the next formation really shines. Squad, face north. This is the file formation, more specifically the single file. In this formation, it is very easy to move with relative stealth, but there is the lowest amount of rifles pointed in the direction of movement, meaning that it is not well equipped to deal with targets. Let's fix that real quick. Squad, assume staggered column formation. By placing soldiers in staggered positions, the amount of firepower is doubled to the front, while maintaining the stealth bonus of the file. It is also important to note that because of the Pythagorean theorem, you can reduce the overall length of the formation while still maintaining combat spacing. Stop. Let's rewind again. Do you see the issue here? Everyone in the formation is facing in the same direction, and their overall awareness is low. It is one of the riflemen's jobs to maintain the security of the squad, more specifically 360 security. By looking outward from the formation, each member observes the specific sector and makes sure that nobody can sneak up on the squad. This way, regardless if the formation is moving or is stationary, there will always be a set of eyes looking all around the entire unit. Now, we can clearly see all the concepts being employed in this formation: combat spacing, 360 security, stealthy movement, and rifles able to respond to a threat from any direction. Well done, lads.
We are going to go over some basic infantry concepts to ensure you are up to speed with other combatants in the AO. This prerequisite knowledge will make you a more effective squad and fireteam member. When, in a firefight, you want to minimize your exposure to being seen and minimize your chance of getting shot, while at the same time maximizing your ability to return fire. Cover and concealment are related but distinct concepts. By definition, all cover is concealment, but not all concealment is effective cover. For example, a bush acts as concealment, but it is not going to protect you from incoming rounds. The same is true of all grass or crop fields. Effective cover is elements of terrain, items or objects that will protect you from what you are currently being engaged with. Let's look at some examples. Terrain, HESCO blocks, concrete walls, and this tractor are all hard cover if you're being engaged by small arms or 50 cal fire, as the rounds are not able to penetrate. Sandbags are considered medium cover. If high caliber rounds are being shot at you, sandbags will not save you, but they are excellent protection against rifle fire. Corrugated metal and wooden fences are light cover. They will block some bullets and even provide some protection against fragmentation explosions, but can be penetrated by rifle fire. This is especially true at close range. It is every rifleman's responsibility to be aware of their surroundings and to identify and maximize the use of cover and concealment where available. When shooting at the enemy, there are different fire rates that are useful depending on the situation at hand. These are sustained fire, rapid fire, and cyclic fire. In sustained fire, you will be making accurate shots to specifically hit a target, provide point or area suppression, or to provide point or area denial. When using a sustained rate of fire, you will wait long enough for the recoil to settle before shooting again, and are generally looking to conserve ammunition while still maintaining fire superiority. A good rule of thumb is a firing cadence that contains a significant pause between rounds or groups of rounds. Rapid fire is used when you need to gain immediate fire superiority. In a rapid rate of fire, you will be shooting much faster than in sustained fire with a shorter interval between rounds, thus decreasing your accuracy and depleting your magazine faster. There is almost no circumstance where you should be dumping your whole magazine in a cyclic fashion. Cyclic or full auto is used only when in extreme close proximity to the enemy. You will go through your ammo very quickly and you will not be accurate beyond a few tens of meters. When using full auto, you want to maintain control. Short bursts of fire make this easier to do. Be aware that in a Squad Ops One Life event, there are usually limited chances to rearm, if at all, so using all of your ammo quickly is not going to be very useful to you or the rest of your squad. To hammer home the point about wasting your ammo, we will now compare sustained, rapid, and cyclic fire. Take note how quickly each rate of fire depletes the respective operator's magazine, thus affecting the time their gun is a factor in the firefight. A lull in fire due to having to reload is an invitation to the enemy to take the initiative. In combat, your squad lead or fire team lead may call for specific rates of fire using different fire commands. Open fire is to start shooting. Check fire typically means that you may be shooting friendlies and must PID what you are aiming at. Shift fire is used to redirect what you or your element is engaging. For example, Bravo, shift fire left, 15 degrees. Ceasefire means stop shooting. When engaging within an element such as a squad, fire team or a buddy pair, it is crucial to maintain consistent fire upon the enemy position. Here, we have a fire team using sustained fire to engage an enemy position. Each fire team member is firing at their own respective cadence. Each fire team member is communicating their reload and gun coming back into the fight. Tactical reloads were performed early by two members of the fire team in order to offset reloads. This is done to avoid a lull in the gunfire by the overall element that happens if all shooters had to reload at similar times. In militaries around the world, there are numerous types of bounding, the details of which are beyond the scope of SOTT BASIC. However, within the context of Squad Ops One Life operations, we have simplified terms and tactics to better suit the nature of our events. Thus, we have distilled bounding to be a tactical maneuver to move towards or away from enemy contact while maintaining consistent fire. Fire without movement is wasted fire, and movement without fire is suicide. Keep this old saying in mind as we discuss bounding by fire. When bounding, one element, either a person, buddy team, fire team, or squad, will provide covering fire while the other element moves forward. That forward element will then provide covering fire while the rear element bounds to or past the covering element. Usually you should be looking to bound past the other element, as this will assist maximizing the speed and momentum of the maneuver. This first example shows bounding can be done within a fire team, using the two buddy pairs as two bounding elements. Note that communication between the two elements is vital. Here is an extreme example where a squad has been ambushed in the open, avoiding an enemy armored convoy. A bounding retreat by fire has been ordered, executed across open terrain, using Fire Team Bravo and Charlie as the two bounding elements.
Bravo set, Charlie moving. Charlie set.
This highlights the importance of the covering element and maintaining consistent fire. The key concepts for successfully bounding are teamwork and communication. Common mistakes to avoid are reloading on the move, crossing in front of your covering element, not using sprint, and calling set when your element is not set to engage and cover the element that is about to move. It was a privilege and has been a pleasure producing this video for the Squad Ops community. Squad Ops One Life events are all about having a cinematic, tactical, and teamwork-orientated good time within the context of a variety of different mission sets. It is serious fun. Whether this style of gameplay is for you, I hope you have enjoyed watching. To complete your Squad Ops One Life event certification and get the basic tag, visit the Squad Ops Discord server and website to sign up and register for the next available SOTT BASIC Practical. Keep an eye out for the information on how to install the correct mods, and get ready to put into use everything you have learned in this presentation. The Squad Ops Discord basic tag will allow you to register for all Squad Ops One Life events on the calendar found on the Squad Ops website. The basic tag ensures that everyone who participates, whether they are active or retired military, squad rookies, or experienced players with thousands of hours in the game, all share a similar foundation and understanding of the teamwork expected. For more information about Squad Ops, check out the links at the end of the closing credits. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the LawnDartz Studios YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. And a big thank you goes out to the following legends: